In a previous lesson, we talked about how optional form fields actually send over empty strings to our Rails applications, and we can use normalizes with a presence check to actually take the empty string, check and see if there's anything inside of it, and return nil or that string with actual content inside of it. That cleans up the empty strings being saved to our database and leaves them as nil or null in our database, nil in Ruby, or actual values, which is awesome. But what happens if you have a lot of these other attributes? Let's create another one. So we'll say Rails generate migration, add optional to examples. This maybe is optional 2 is the name, something super creative like that. And then we can go into our controller. So examples controller, if you spell it right, examples controller. We can jump down to the bottom and say optional 2 is also an allowed one. And then if we save this and we go to our form, we can add the field here as well. So we'll go down, copy this, we'll paste in a new version of it, and we'll change from underscore attribute to the number 2. Substitute those, and we should see that now we'll have optional 2. If we create this record, it's going to save this as an empty string in our database because we have not normalized it as well. So let's open up our console and say example.last, and we'll see optional attribute is nil, which is correct because we didn't submit anything. The presence check ran and converted the empty string to nil. That's good, but optional 2 actually saved as an empty string. And this is where it gets tricky, where you have normalizes with a whole ton of optional attributes. That becomes kind of a pain. So what you might consider doing is adding each one of these to this normalizes call. And the way this works, if we take a look at the Rails source code, we can look for normalizes, and we'll find the implementation of that. Here we go. Under normalization.rb, normalizes takes a splat name. So that means you can pass in as many arguments as you want, and they will be converted into an array called names. And that is where it goes through and does each one of those names and sets up the normalization for it. So we can pass in multiple of those, and that's going to solve this problem. So if you edit this and update it and resubmit, now when we jump to example.last, optional 2 is nil as well. But this can be kind of a pain because now we have to add every single optional attribute to this line. Now, that might not be too big of a problem if you only have a handful of these, but let's say you wanted to apply this to every single attribute on your model. What would you do? Well, what we can do is actually something pretty cool. If you say example, the model name, and you call attribute names, this is going to give you a list of, or an array of every single named attribute on that model. So this will work for virtual attributes as well, but it's going to give you all the columns in your database and those virtual attributes. And so this could be really handy to clean this up if you had, say, for example, 40 or 50 of these optional attributes for a specific model. Instead, you could say attribute names here, and this isn't going to work because you'd be actually passing an array into normalizes, and that's taking a splat of all the arguments. This would be one argument as an array. So we want to splat this out as well. So we take each one of those items in the array, and we pass it in as an individual argument for each one. So that we can save this, and then normalizes should be able to take the attribute names and apply that to every single one of those all in one swoop. So we have a super simple code here where we can add new fields automatically. They will be also normalized with this presence check, which is awesome. So let's try that out. We will update our record, hop back into the terminal, and check the example.last. Both of these is nil, which is good. Let's add a third one. So we'll generate optional 3. So we'll say add optional 3 to examples, Rails DB migrate. We can go into our form. We can copy optional 2. We can paste that in, substitute number 2 for number 3. Save that, go into our controller, example controller, and add optional 3 to that list. And if everything goes as expected, we should be able to update this record, and our brand new field that we didn't have to register under normalizes should be saved as nil. So here we go, drum roll please. Yes, it is. So nil is saved, and all of that works as expected. So let's also double check just to be sure that this is, some filled in value, that it preserves that and doesn't clear it out with that presence check. So it's doing that correctly. And you can, of course, see that here in the Rails console as well. Optional attribute is actually filled with a present string. So this is another really handy shortcut you could use. And it really just takes a little bit of a trick of understanding that, if you look at the source code for Rails, this method has an asterisk for names. It might not be documented, where it might just always have examples of different individual attributes. So you might think you have to pass in every single one of those as a separate normalizes call, but you do not. You can instead pass them in as an example. Then you can use the trick of, if you knew attribute names existed, you can have that splatted in and passed along as well. So there's a whole bunch of cool stuff that you can do just by reading the Rails source code just for a second, and it will give you an idea of how you can even cleaner solve your problems in your Rails apps. So that was a cool little trick I thought you might find interesting, where you can apply the normalizes presence check to every single attribute in a model with just this. And of course, if you wanted to, you could say except, and you could give this a name of things like, ID or whatever, and skip this, where you can filter down this list by the required attributes that you have or something like that. So that's another option to even take this a step further for improving that. And that, of course, would be from active support array except, or excluding? Yeah, excluding, that's what it is. So you can take an array and say, give me that array excluding these values, and it will give you what is left. So excluding is the correct method there instead of except. But yes, that is another option you could use as well here.